I live here with my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live here with my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live here with my life.
Welcome. Arbitrice Bryant here. I am the host of While We Wait. Welcome, Facebook, welcome, YouTube, and welcome to my podcast listeners. While We Wait is a platform to inspire, to motivate, and to empower. So we're really happy to be here today. I hope your day is going well and is sparkling. Um, on last week, we had Mr. Julian Varner, and he is back. And he is of On Key Entertainment LLC and also One Note Studios. We're happy today to be talking again about music studio. I'm calling it Let's Talk Shop because it is about what happens in the studio, but also if you have ideas of recording or you're just interested in, like how does this work? We have a trusted voice to give us some information. On today, my, I don't even know what to call him, but my guy from the Stretch Zone was supposed to be here and he had a family emergency. So we will get him back. I promise you, if you have an experience with his name is Romeo, and I guess it's physical therapy because it's stretching you out, but you feel wonderful. We'll reschedule him to come back. Before we get started, and bear with me today, I had to turn the AC off because I didn't want you to have any background noise. Woo! Work with me, work with me. Um, I want to share some information. I was just thinking, I'm into products and I'm always watching influencers. Hi, hello. I am watching, looking at my Facebook viewers coming on and YouTube. I want to share, and I know I did this on my own before. I want to share a product that I use because my mouth is always open. And I think it's really important that if your mouth is always open, that your teeth look like they should look. So, an inexpensive way to whiten your teeth that is safe and won't take the enamel, won't hurt your enamel is Hello. It is a simple product. Hello, it is black. The paste itself is black, and but it tastes good. It is minty, and it does make your teeth whiter. And you can something you can use every day. It's a activated charcoal and fresh mint and coconut oil that works on your teeth. And when you get this, you can get this at Target. You can also get it at Walmart. And when you use it, you also want to use one of these black bristle brushes for your teeth. I promise you, you will love the way your mouth feels. Again, they need to pay me for this, but it's Hello, and they do have different ones, but I like this one the best, the black tube. All right, that's my plug-in for Hello and white teeth because I do watch a lot of talk show hosts and just people, and I'm just like I'm always in their mouth because their mouth is open. So um, what I would like to do is also tell you that on next week, which is June 17th at 4:30, we will be having a segment in honor of Juneteenth. And that was an amazing time with the releasing and freeing of slavery. So we're going to be talking about the music, what it meant then, and what it means now. And we're going to have back two of the three maestros. We're still waiting for an answer from the third one. They were previously on While We Wait, and that is Colin Haywood. We will also have Mr. Julian Varner, who's our guest today, and also the two sopranos. I'm one. The second one is Dr. Tiffany Jackson. So we'll be here talking about that time of Juneteenth, the celebration and what it meant then, and also what music means to us in our present day. All right. So I'm going to let me just say hello. I see some viewers coming on. Ms. Tara, I appreciate you being here. Cynthia, hi there. I'm so happy that you are on today. I also want to give a shout out, and I'll probably be doing this with each segment because I am very honored. I want to give a shout out to my mentor, who is Dr. C.L. King, who takes time to mentor me for all of this stuff. So I'm really working to be a great student. So far, I'm doing well. He told me I was a good student. I also see my sister and best friend here, Fadette. Hey, I'm glad to see you. I appreciate all of the viewers. I appreciate my new podcast audience. And I look forward to doing more and more and to share some great information. I'm going to, at this time, I want to share some of Mr. Varner's work, and then I'll bring him on. But there is a video that I would like to share with you just so you can get an idea of what he does. So here we go. Give me a moment. I'm flying solo here. All right. So for my podcast listeners, I know you can't see the video, but you will hear some of Mr. Varner's work. And this one is called I Am God. The artist is Sharon Patrick, and this is on YouTube. Here you go. Almost, almost. I apologize, guys. We're coming, we're coming. There it is.
Yo, I don't understand, man. We had this all set up. You said this is one of our biggest shipments, man. I need this job. Yeah, but I was all set. Listen, I have a family to support. I need this job. So what are you telling me? What are you telling me?
World creator, I am God. Mountain mover, I am God. Valley reacher, holy teacher, I want you to realize I am God. Problem solver, hey, I am God. The way maker, I am God. Lord, most holy, I'll trust you only. I want you to realize I am God.
All right. So that's just an idea of some of Mr. Varner's work. Let's get him on and we can talk about this. Hello, hello. How are you today, sir?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? I'm
Good.
fine. And you?
I am
Here we
doing
are
well. And let me,
again.
yes, we are here. We're back at it again.
Back at
Let
it
me just
again.
say to my listening audience that we have Mr. Julian Scott Varner, and he is of On Key Entertainment LLC and One Note Studios. And I will have his information and I will share it with you later. I want to make certain that everyone has the opportunity to reach out if they so desire, both those that are viewing and those that are listening. So thank you again for being on today.
You're
If
welcome.
I can,
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Let me just say that we did do a somewhat a small interview on Mr. Varner. I just call him Varner or Julian last week. So for those that are on today, um, what I can tell you, what I have retained is that he started playing piano classically at the age of 4 years old, and he has had a journey that has brought him to this very point. He has worked with artists like Melba Moore, and we did play one of those songs on last week. And we're back today, and let's start here. I just wanted to kind of get everybody caught up who was not here, and I appreciate all of the viewers. I see you still coming on. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the listeners. Thank you.
Awesome.
So that piece, Mr. Varner, I Am God. I have a question about it. The video
Yes.
itself, whose concept um, of the video was that? Who brought that storyline together?
I actually brought it together.
Mhm.
And with the artist, we talked about it together. What the song represents, you know,
Okay.
and what the message could have been when
Mhm.
people watch it. A lot of times when I'm producing a song, I often can see the song in my head as well. I love music videos. I'm from back in the day when we used to have music video hour that would come on television, and that was sometimes a highlight to see the music videos, and that was a major part of promoting songs and music. And sometimes you heard songs through the music videos before you actually heard it on the radio, and then it would make you go want to buy it when you saw the video.
Sure.
Um, I'm big on cinematography as well.
Hmm.
Um, and believe it or not, that video was shot on an iPhone,
Wow.
on an actual iPhone. So the clarity that we get these days is incredible.
You're right.
The concept was birthed, and even the location of where the video was shot in the
That's New
sanctuary.
York, right?
That's in the Bronx on 233rd Street. There's a church where I would go and do a prayer and worship every first and third Saturday morning. And the sanctuary was so beautiful on Saturday mornings with just the sun shining through, no lights on or anything, just that golden hue, just like you saw it there, is exactly what the room felt like and looks like. So I told the videographer I want to capture that that essence. I want to capture that surrounding, that feeling, that look. And so we came in one Saturday morning. We were praying that it didn't rain and
Hmm.
that the sun would shine, and so it did. The Lord blessed us to have sunshine, and so it has that same look and same feel right there in the video that I experienced when we went there to do prayer and worship on Saturday mornings.
Wonderful.
So
I'm
yeah,
glad you gave
we built
clarity
the
to that.
concept.
I'm glad you gave clarity
Hmm.
to that because I did see the like yellow hue from the sun in there.
Yeah,
So
man.
very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
golden room.
Yeah. 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 Um, so a question that I have, and to my viewing audience, if you have questions, please put it in the comment section. I will certainly bring it out for Mr. Varner to answer. But for someone that is interested in breaking into the music business or starting to record, uh, Answer the question, why do I need a producer?
Um, you would need a producer for a couple of reasons, but even before you get to the place where you say, "Hey, do I need to go to a producer? Do I want to go to a producer?" You have to make sure that this is what you want to do. Period. You
Sure.
know, because the journey to finding a producer may be a tough one. It may be a rough one before you actually find the person that you connect with. It's a musical marriage when you can find the right, and you know what this is about. When you can find the right musician that can
Oh,
play for you, you could find the right, singers to work with. Uh, it's a musical marriage that happens that makes the magic, as I would call it. Um, and you need that producer that you can connect with that's going to bring your musical vision to life.
mhm.
Um, you would need a producer for one if you're not a musician, if you're not an instrumentalist, and even sometimes if you are, you need a producer that knows the ins and outs of the technological side of recording the sound and of mixing it and mastering it as well, and that can bring you to a professional sounding level. That should be what you get when you work with a producer,
Okay.
someone that brings you to a professional level that is not just sounding like a demo.
Hmm.
And when I say demo, it's just like the sample of what it's going to sound like.
That
A
reference.
lot of times we yeah, like a reference track, you want it to sound better than that. The day of doing demos is over, where
Mhm.
you could see, used to be a day where you could submit a demo to a record label, and they'd even, if they were interested in you, they'd give you a demo budget to go and record the song and
Hmm.
see if you come back with something worthwhile before they sign you. That day is over.
And and
Now you got to pretty much come with finished product.
yeah, I'm just listening to
Mhm.
what you said. I just wanted to interject right there. I remember J.J. Harrison came on Pastor Cynthia G. West's platform before it was called New Era, and one of the things that stuck out with me and was a takeaway is that producers now, they don't just want to hear your music; they want to know what was the reaction. They want to know about the reactions of the music. So I started letting people hear my music, and there's one song I'm working on. The first thing everybody does is start bobbing their head, and I'm like, there it is, right there. So there should be some form of a reaction to your music, and that was good for me to hear because that I had not heard that before. Because basically, you just want to have something, a good reference, something that they can at least hear the concept of your song, the talent, whatever you're doing, if you're singing, if you're playing. So that was definitely good information. So a producer is to bring you to that professional level.
Yes, is definitely to bring you to the next level,
Mhm.
helping you to pull all of what your thoughts are in your vision together and build it. It's just like anyone since I just said the word build, anyone that's building a building, even sometimes people that have a vision of bringing a nursing home or a youth center or a church or whatever into fruition, you need to have the people that know how to build it. Even though you know what you want the building to do when it's finished, you have
Mhm.
to know the people that know how to lay the bricks and lay the mortar and lay the wood and lay the electrical work and do all of those components and bring all those parts together. So you need to find someone that's capable and experienced, preferably experienced in doing all of that, to bring your music to the next level.
Sure.
Um, that's why you would need a producer. Now,
Okay.
some people can do it,
Mhm.
some people have the ideas and they take a stab at it, and not every producer even is on the same level. Some
Sure.
producers are good at one thing, but not good at another. I've heard some great musical guys, but when it comes down to their ability to mix, it's a different set of
Hmm.
ears, and their mixes don't sound as great as their independent musical skill set is.
But
I've
so
seen guys that can mix, but they don't play an instrument as well. Yes, go ahead.
got I was just going to say, in regards to the producer, I was going to say that it is not always the producer that does the mixing, though. Correct.
That's correct. That's correct.
And
Um,
let's for
because again,
let's explain mixing, because mixing and mastering. Let's explain what that is.
mixing and mastering would be the multi-track of matter of fact, I'm gonna do something while we're talking. Mixing and mastering would be the multi-track of each sound. Say for example, I don't know if I can flip my camera around or not. Uh, but tell me if you can see this. You see the
Yes,
board here?
we can
Okay.
see the
So
board.
you
Yes,
and you see these black knobs that I'm turning, pushing up and down.
yes.
Each of these are a channel. One channel would have a bass on it. One channel would have the piano. Another channel would have the organ, the cymbal, the kick drum, the guitar, so forth and so on. So the
Hmm.
mixing would be to taking all of those sounds and blending them together so that the balance of what you have coming out sounds good. One sound is not over the other, as
Hmm.
well as the vocals being mixed in properly and the music not overpowering um, uh, the vocalists and things of that nature. So that's what mixing does.
And
Does
does
that does
now
that make
norm
sense?
it absolutely does, and it was very clear. Now,
Good,
is it
good.
normally the engineer that does that piece of it?
Yes, it's the engineer that does that. And if you remember, last week I talked about what started me going to audio engineering school was that one day I was in the studio working with an engineer, and all I wanted him to do was turn up the bass on one of the channels, and
Hmm.
he spent a half an hour, you know, which to be honest with you is not uncommon, but he spent a half an hour turning up tubes and other outboard gear stuff to tweak stuff. And a half an hour is half of an hour, which
Yeah.
is half of what you're paying by the
Hello.
hour.
Come on.
So I'm like, hey man, I just want you to turn up the bass on that one channel.
Go the direct route. Don't go around.
Yeah, yeah, come
Get
on
to
now.
it. Yeah.
Don't take me around the barn, in order to get to the front. And we was already standing in the front because,
Hmm.
I do also understand sometimes that's how people make their money. When you go someplace and if you don't know where you're going, the taxi drivers will drive you all around
Hello.
town and you don't
Hello.
know where you at. So I started going to audio recording engineering school because I wanted to be able to have a command of the room when I'm in the studio working with anyone. I can say,
Hmm.
hey, look, do this, and I can talk the language. And,
Yes.
and I, so that's actually what started me. Uh, just as a side note, for anyone that would like to know, if you're really serious, take a course.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things that are available. Go online and look up what the process is and what actually also what the purpose of the producer. That same exact question. Why would someone need a producer? There's so much information that's available to us,
True.
but then also know that uh, you know uh, we say that the workman is work thereof is higher. So know also that you get what you pay for.
Hmm.
So if you're only thinking to save money, you need to count up the cost. Now stop me if I go over into another area or segment. Um,
No.
we have to count up the cost to what it is that we want to do because the quality of your work is going to be based on what you're willing to invest.
Hmm.
And
True.
and invest doesn't always just mean money. Invest could mean the time that you spend to also practice. uh, you can spend time practicing and be well prepared when you go in the studio,
Yes.
or you could spend time not practicing and not be prepared, and then now you're preparing, you're paying to prepare where you should have been prepared
Yeah. So we
because
put a
you're
plug in right. That's not what you want to do. You want to be prepared. So you do
talk
all of
about it.
your practicing before. So when you get there, it may not necessarily be a one shot, but it's going to shave off a lot of time rather than you going to the studio and practicing. That's not what you want to do because you're paying by the hour. And I also just want to plug in that you do need to have, and this is piggybacking from last week, you need to have a working knowledge of what's going on. So you should do your homework in regards to what a producer does, what part does an engineer play, and then find someone that you can trust to mentor you or walk you through the steps. I can say early on, I just this is the dumbest thing. You live and you learn. But when I first started recording, I didn't want to know the business. All I wanted to do was sing. Okay, wrong move. So I had to go back and redo a lot of stuff. So of course that was additional funds. But you do need to have a working knowledge of what it is, and you may not know right out the gate what it is you want. I happen to know musically. Normally when I get a concept, I already know what I want to do, how I want to do it. And I think that might just be a part of my gifting. But it's you still need to have someone that you can ask those questions and find out, get that information from. And then another thing is, like anything else, like a doctor, interview your engineer or interview, yeah, the person that owns the studio. Or how long have you been doing this? Can I see or hear some of your work? No, this is good right here. Let me see what your videos look like. Let me hear what your music looks like. And then ask them, are you connected? Now, we're not really doing a lot of CDs right now. It's more digital work. But are you
Right.
connected to someone that can, you know, get my pictures done or everything associated? There's different parts of it. So you want to be able to interview and then ask, can I take a tour? Another good question to ask is when I pay for my studio time, will I have a private session? Because I have been in studios where there's a bunch of bums sitting out. There are a bunch
Wow.
of people, people that just hang out at the studio, and you don't want to do that because people can say that they had a hand in your music just because they were sitting
That's
there.
right.
So
That's right.
you have the right to a private session. So that means any of their croonies that just come and hang out all day, I don't know what they do. You need to find out, okay, I would prefer if it's me and my people, and you're paying for that time. So you have every right to do that. So I definitely want to put that out there because I've seen a few things. I've done a little bit of stuff, but I've seen, and I'm like, well, why are they here? So yeah, interview where you want to
That's a
go.
very good point.
Yes, sir.
And know what a split sheet is. Know what a split sheet is,
What is
and
that?
what a split. Well, let me tell you what a split sheet
What
is,
is a split sheet, sir?
in case you don't know. A split sheet is when there's different writers in a room, or people are in a room, and you start to come up with a song concept, and what
We're having some technical difficulties, or the internet is fluctuating for Julian. I will wait for him to come back. But let me just go back to what I was saying. You definitely feel free to interview the people at the studio and ask those important questions.
phone.
And he's trying to come back. There, you can be creative with your studio time. I mean, some people do go in studio and just work to be uh, creative or come up with a concept. I say I guess he went out so he can come back in. I would say the best thing to do would be to work on your concepts outside of the studio. I mean, unless you have money like that, um, get together and just go for it and work out what you like, what you don't like. You recorded yourself on your phone, listen to it, then you can go back and make tweaks the next rehearsal until you get the desired um, music that you like. And saying this, let's
Okay,
see,
I'm back.
almost,
Okay,
almost. We're looking for your
hold
picture
on.
to come back.
There we go.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Hey,
I
how you doing?
apologize. I apologize. I didn't put do not disturb on my phone. I'm sorry. And someone was trying to call me. So please forgive me.
Oh,
The cardinal
forgiven.
sin of being live on
So I was
please put your
just
phone on do not disturb.
Yeah. I know. I was just saying while you were working to come back, I was saying that a lot of people are creative, but it depends on your pockets. Some people do go in the studio to work out their concepts, but they may
Right.
have a bigger pocketbook. But I said the best thing would to definitely be work on your music or your ideas, your concepts, record it yourself on your phone, listen to it, tweak it,
Hmm.
because you want to get the
Have
most for your
have as
buck
much,
when you
yeah,
go. Yeah,
have as many and much rehearsal before you go in the studio ahead of time. The way you're paying for the hour is not the place to rehearse, to have to rehearse.
absolutely.
You should have been doing that before you got where you got paid for the time. We were saying about split sheets, right? So what
Split
the
sheet. Let
split
me,
sheet
let
is,
me, I'm coming right to that. I just want to pause for a
okay,
moment because I want to make certain that I keep my listeners engaged. So if you
yes,
just come
indeed.
on to the podcast and you're listening in, we have Julian Varner, and I always have to look. He is of On Key Entertainment LLC and One Note Studios. His studio is in New Jersey, in Hillside, New Jersey, and I will have his information up and I will read it off for the listeners. I'm so glad that you are all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And now we're going to get to the split sheet.
The split sheet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The split sheet is just so that you can actually write down your name, the other person's name, and whatever you decide you're going to split for the publishing purposes of the song. So if you say we're going to do a 50-50 split, or based on the contribution, maybe the musician or even the producer only contributed maybe a 40, what you feel is a 40% contribution of the towards the song. It'll vary.
Hmm.
It depends on if it's a work for hire. There are a lot of different scenarios in terms of what will determine how much you agree of your publishing to share, of your writer's share to
Hmm.
share with someone else that's in the room. Um, and as a producer, and some people may work this way, they may not. Some producers or companies may take all of your publishing. They may try to anyway, which is
Hmm.
a no-no. Some people may decide to split 50-50, which is what I normally would do as a base practice. I'll say if I'm working with a writer, with an artist, number one, I make sure that I don't have sessions where people are just hanging out. I don't do the hangout thing.
Yeah.
I like
Especially not during the pandemic.
well,
Anytime.
even
I
before
get
that,
it.
yeah, I don't, because number one, I like to get work done. So if we're here to get something
Let's
done.
do
So
it. Let's
I,
do
I,
it.
I think I pride myself on the fact that I like to get finished product. I like to get the thing done and get it finished. I like
Yes,
to see
sir.
completed work. So it's not time to hang out. It's not time to just, socialize. It's time for us to work.
Hmm.
So I'm pushing for us to work just as well. So there's not a whole anybody really hanging out in anybody's session while I'm working with another artist. No, that's a no.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, forgive me. Were you finished with the split sheet?
No,
Was
go
there
go
more? Well,
go ahead.
I heard what you said. I'm just curious of what is your suggestion when, say, I've written a song but somebody
Hmm.
wants it. And let's just say it's somebody who has not hit mainstream. And of course, you want your song to be sung so it can be heard. You don't know how far it's going to go. How do you handle that? Do you get paid for that, or do I know you do your whole copywriting thing, and we're going to talk about that. But how do you handle that?
Uh, it could be handled a couple of ways. I mean, number one, if you're not a known artist, if you're not a known writer,
Hmm.
and what I mean by known, I'm not just talking about your local buddies that know you, or local people that you got that know you, but you're not a known writer nationally or internationally. And usually there are different allowances, and or if you don't have a track record already, in other words, you don't have records that are played not just on the local radio stations either, but that people hear it internationally and across multiple radio stations, and you kind of got a following basically.
Hmm.
If you
Hmm.
don't have a following, I wouldn't look to get paid. If somebody wanted to record one of my songs, I would take it as an opportunity and let them have the song. I'm not giving the song away, but I would
Right.
allow them to use it. Now, if they negotiate and if they say, "Hey, yes," of course, I'm going to ask the question. Though I'm not going to not ask the question, or bring up the idea of the budget. I'm going to have that conversation, but I'm not going to be so stuck on if they say, "Well, no, and it's really not paying much."
Hmm. Hmm.
I would rather be able to have on my resume that I did work with this person or did this work, because now when the next time comes around, I can start asking for a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more,
Hmm.
as the work evolves. So to start out, if no one knows me yet, or I haven't gained access to the uh, should I say, the larger circles, or the names that
You're
are in
not
the
in
industry.
demand yet.
I'm yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Then yes, I would let some things go for free. I've done the same thing. I've taken lesser on the front end in order to gain more on the back end, or
Yeah.
just to be able to say, hey, this is who I work with. This is also what I've done.
Hmm.
Because no one can take that away from you, and that is just as valuable sometimes as money, if not
Absolutely.
if not more than at times.
Absolutely. And I've actually, I was thinking about it. Nothing Shall Separate Me, the song that I wrote. I actually recorded that in Toronto
Mhm.
years ago. And I think I got like 253.50 up front. It's still my song. And then I've now recorded it with the group that I sing with, and I didn't get paid for it. But the thing about it is, I still get my credits. So,
Mhm.
you never know when somebody wants to pull you for um, being a songwriter. Now, I didn't lead it on this particular project, but so I was just curious. I was just curious. But I felt the same way. Like, you know what? Let me put it out there. This is an opportunity to show my wares as a songwriter, because I didn't
Right.
sing on that particular one. So yeah, I was just curious about that.
And
And
and I
so
would and I
back,
would suggest to people who are songwriters and singers, constantly keep putting something out. You know, keep putting content out. I
yes,
I,
sir.
I know.
And don't do
Well,
it. Don't do
I would, okay, but okay.
it.
Keep putting something out. Keep putting it
Mhm.
together. Because that's who you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get discouraged if the opportunity that we're dreaming of doesn't happen.
Hmm.
We will get discouraged if the people that we wanted to go after and we wanted to recognize us, if it doesn't happen. But the simple fact that you're capable of and you can do it, you don't know what God is doing behind the scene for you in that sense, and
Yes.
who He's going to connect you to. And when that opportunity comes, there's a saying that goes, preparation plus opportunity is what equals success.
Mm,
Preparation plus opportunity is what equals success. So if an
agree.
opportunity comes but you're not prepared for it, you've missed out on a moment of success that could come your
Yes.
way, you know. Or if you're prepared, well, the thing is preparation, and then you meet opportunity. You
Hmm.
want to be prepared when opportunity comes. So, and that speaks on many multiple levels.
Absolutely. I want to just share. And I won't call names, but there's a well known person she's in the gospel industry, but she's also uh, political, and yeah, she does a whole lot. And she was traveling and brought along a young lady, and she was building her up, and she was like, oh, yeah, she's is playing this part on Broadway, and da 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 da. And so my expectations went through the roof. And then
Mhm.
she sang, and I was like, okay. And the reason why I'm bringing this out is because I said, I told myself, I said, you know what? Shut your mouth, because
Right,
she had the courage to go audition, and she is
right.
doing Broadway. And you didn't have the courage you didn't even take the time to find out how to make it happen. So I'm actually looking at my viewers on YouTube and on Facebook, and I do see some songwriters, some poets, and I believe I said it several times last week. You may not want to be the person that's out front. but collaboration right now is absolutely amazing. There's some very talented people that are on right now. Um, and of course, only if you're interested. So I just wanted to share that it could be that the only reason why you're not doing it is because you didn't put forth the effort, or you didn't make it happen.
Hmm.
And then I would have to kick myself in the face, because then I would have to say, okay, I made it happen, but it's past time for me to make it happen again. So
Yeah, well, there's the overnight stories. They don't exist. The
mhm.
overnight success stories. To be honest with you, I mean, somebody was preparing somewhere. I mean, yes, you have those stories where someone's been singing and then all of a sudden they get discovered.
Mhm.
But that individual was still singing until they were discovered.
Yeah.
I remember something that Bishop T.D. Jakes mentioned about his success. He said that he didn't plan it; he stumbled into his
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
He stumbled into it. And oftentimes we stumble into something. We might go somewhere with one intent, doing one thing that's opposite of maybe what our desire is, but we connect with someone, we meet with someone, and then that
Mhm.
just opens up a whole different level of opportunity that you didn't plan on before. There are
Yeah.
multiple ways of being successful, of making money, even in the music business, that we have to understand, and what's secular in the sense of the word secular, um, just means that anything that's not Christian music. I mean, you listen to, there's not a day that goes by you don't hear something secular. And
Mhm.
you don't know who's Christian, whether or not you're Christian or not. And I know this is not just geared toward just Christian faith believers, but just to anyone on a professional
Mhm.
level. But the idea is that we don't know who's working behind the scenes at any capacity on any scale, whether it's
So true.
commercials for Coca-Cola, whether it's commercials for Wick Air Spray or something like that. They
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
need music. The music
Absolutely.
for um, the NBA PlayStation games and all of those type. Those are songs that need to be
Right.
created. That's content that needs to be discovered and had. So you don't know. You never know. If you don't take
It's
the
true.
chance to do it, you never know.
Right. And
You never
nobody will
know.
know but you.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah,
thinking about Pharrell with the song Happy.
yep,
He wasn't going to produce, he wasn't going to do that song. He actually had put it in the trash. His wife went in the trash and took it back out. And everybody knows Happy. Everybody. Oh my God.
yep.
I'm surprised. I'm just curious. How much money did Happy make? Clap along if you know that
From the
happiness is the truth.
Despicable Me 2 soundtrack. That's basically
See?
what it's from.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. Incredible.
you
Incredible.
didn't know that?
So no, I
Despicable
no.
Me. That's for that movie from Despicable Me too.
I
Yeah,
don't know if I
the
knew that or
cartoon.
not. Now
Yeah.
I saw the movie, but right now it's not clicking in my head. But I just know that the
Hmm.
song went in the trash,
Hmm. Yeah,
and he didn't
yeah.
even like it. He didn't even like that song. So you can, and we talked about this last week with the interview with Pastor Stephen Furtick and Bishop Jakes, where Bishop Jakes would drive away and say, what did I do good? You
Right.
can,
Yes.
you may feel insecure about what you do, but until you put it out there and allow somebody to give you some feedback, if you're interested, that's all I'm saying. If you're interested, especially to those that are on here that I see that are most talented, and they are some of the best kept secrets.
Uh-oh. Come
Oh
on, let's
yeah,
make it
I
happen.
I see them. I see them. So again, we're on right now with Julian Varner of One Note
Where the
Studios.
questions? Why they not asking no questions? They need to be
Well,
asking
you answered
some
the ones.
questions.
If you have more questions, please put them in the comments.
Yeah.
We covered the ones that I did see. Um,
Okay.
and and if you're wanting to reach out to Julian Varner and ask him anything or find out um, anything about studio, again, I said he is a trusted voice and he will not take advantage of you. He is not going to say, pay me before I give you information. That's not, he's an educator with this as well. And he's passionate about it. And most passionate people will always give you more than you can pay for.
Hmm.
So he's from One Note Studios at gmail.com. That's his email address, one note studios at gmail.com, or on Insta it is on
Hmm.
underscore key underscore entertainment. or on Facebook, Julian Varner. That's Julian, last name Varner, Varner. It's been an absolute joy. We're coming down to it. I used to could go a long time, but I have other obligations on Thursday that are coming up, so I have to prepare for the next phase of my life. I want to thank every viewer. I want to thank those that are listening, and even if you have questions, however you want to do it, you can reach out to me. I'll put you in contact with Julian because he is the specialist in this. I'm still learning, but I will be collaborating with him really really soon. I've already uh, put my interest in. I have something that I've got projects and I just need to move forward. So I definitely have some stuff
It's
for
time to do it.
for
Let me let
yes
me let
sir.
me let me throw this in the pot too before we go.
Throw it in
Um,
the pot.
if you can also, because I've heard some stories where people have paid producers all the money up front to do their project or to do a song, and they never get what they like or what they are satisfied with. One of
Hmm.
the things that I do is I don't give quotes over the phone.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't give quotes over the phone. And the reason being is I want people to come and experience
Hmm.
the environment of
Yes.
where they're going to be working at. And of course of what they're going to get.
Hmm.
Because if you're going to be working with me, you have to understand me, you have to understand what I do, you have to hear what I do, and you should hear the quality of the work.
True.
you know and then from there we could talk about it, because trust me, it's not inexpensive either though as well.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Hmm.
you need to understand that, because a lot of times when you tell people what the cost is, if they haven't thought about it or thought it through, they'll hear the cost and then they'll run away and they won't even come back to you. Or what some people do is they'll pick your brain for as much information as they can get and
Yeah.
then go somewhere else with it. So I try, and just from the years of experience of working with and going through this, you learn how to kind of streamline what information you give, how much you do talk and tell on the phone.
Right.
But preferably you want people to come and sit down and have an experience, just even for a consultation, come in for a
Absolutely.
consultation, a half an hour. And what that also does, it gives you the opportunity to see them
Hmm.
and to feel them out, because as the producer, as the person doing the work, you don't want you don't want to get caught with someone else and they not come through, they not finish what they're supposed to do and on their
True.
end. So you kind of safeguard yourself, going both ways. But yeah, make sure you have an experience with whoever it is that you're working with.
Hmm.
Um, feel it out, feel the situation out.
Sure.
So yeah,
Sure. And do your homework, do your due diligence as well.
do
Like
your
look up,
homework.
find out what's the going rate for the studio. And then studio rates go by different levels of studios. You got some junky studios that might be less expensive.
Hmm.
And then you may have, more high class. So, just like restaurants or anything
That's
else,
right.
there's different levels. And it's not that just because the studio is small that you won't get great work. That's not what it's about.
That's
It
right.
depends on the experience of the engineer and the producer. So it's good to go and see, or even
Hmm.
ask people for recommendations. Like, have you
Or
used this studio?
references.
Have you
Yeah,
used this
yeah,
studio?
yeah.
So yeah. So
This is good. This is good stuff. I,
absolutely.
I'm
We'll be
hoping that more people want to know more, and they do reach out and ask questions, because you'd be surprised to find out how many people don't understand the
mhm.
publishing aspect of it, the performance rights organization aspect of it, being a member of BMI, being a
Mhm.
member of ASCAP, or being a member of
Next time,
CSAG,
next time.
and
There's so
what that
much.
means is,
Yep,
yeah,
we
yeah,
want to hit again the copyright and the publishing, and absolutely.
yeah.
So we'll definitely hit that. Not next week, but the time after. We'll
Okay.
definitely come back and we'll be doing it again. So this is a wonderful place. Please like and share on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I would love that. I'm still working to build up my numbers. I'm new at this, but we're headed where we're headed. And to my podcast people, please tell somebody about the podcast. This is a place to inspire, to motivate, and to empower. That's what we While We Wait is all about. That's what we're all about. Um, I'm going to just read. I see a comment in the chat. Um, I believe every new client needs to be vetted by level before going to inquire your service. Have the groundwork done, lead sheet, copyright, and demo recording. What do you say to that, Mr. Varner?
I believe, let me see, I think I see two. I believe every new client needs to be vetted. And then it says by level
Hmm.
before going inquiring your service.
Now,
Hmm,
I don't know if he's
I'm
talking
not quite
about your
sure.
service. Yeah, I'm not certain about that either.
Um,
I am actually,
have the groundwork done, lead sheet,
yeah.
copyright, and demo recording. Um, yeah, I mean, I understand what that's my friend Samuel Talbot,
Hmm.
wonderful musician there himself as well.
Hmm.
Uh, I understand what he's saying,
Okay.
but sometimes it doesn't happen all that way because sometimes you might get singers or writers that are just starting out. They're
True.
fresh. They're new. They don't understand all of that, or their technical skills may not allow them to actually have the lead sheet or to
Hmm.
actually, because some people don't understand the copyright as well,
Hmm.
or to have now if they do a consultation with me and they talk to me over the phone and I can see and hear what their level is,
Sure.
there's a level of expectation that I'm going to have of them to come to the table with, and a level of professionalism. If I understand that they, have either gone to school or have other exposure, then my conversation is going to be on a different level than from a beginner
Sure.
perspective. We're
Sure.
touching base on the beginner aspect of it. Some people want you to come ready to go because they don't have the time or the patience,
Hmm.
you know. Me, I like this aspect of helping to teach and to develop. I love it because
Yeah.
that's what was done to me. I was blessed to have an attorney. I mentioned this last week, I believe,
Hmm.
that I used to go to his office and pay him his hourly rate to pick his brain. And I guess maybe one day he just felt sorry for me, and he told me what books to go buy and what to read. And so
Hmm.
that blessed me. Matter of fact, if you need the book to understand what the music business, all about the music business, all you need to know about the music business by Donald Passman, who was a music attorney. I believe he still was or is. All you need to know about this business of music, and it covers publishing, it covers all of the different aspects, the ratios. I mean, it gets deep into it, but it'll give you a basic knowledge as to where to start and what questions to ask. you
Sure.
still you still may not understand it right away, but
Sure.
the more and more we talk about it, this is something that I tell people. It's a lot of information, but after a while, it's repetitive information because it's the same process with each song as you go.
Hmm.
So the more and more we talk about it, the more and more you'll understand how all the pieces of it fits together. So I love the beginning stage of working with the individuals that don't understand quite all of it or quite understand how it all fits together. And then, and even the frustration of working with individuals that get mad because they don't understand. And a lot of creative people get very personal with what they create, and no, you're
True.
trying to. I've been fussed at. I've been cursed out. All of that. Walked out. People walking out the studio, slamming doors, all kind of stuff because of the lack of knowledge, basically. I
Yeah.
mean, because I'm not trying to do that. Like, if I steal your song, matter of fact, I don't have to steal your song. And matter of fact, if you want to steal one of mine, please do. Because to be able to create and recreate what I do, guess what? If you have to steal one, you're gonna have to steal more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I don't get you, if I don't see you, trust me, somebody else will. So I'm not worrying
True.
about it.
So
You
tell me
know,
the name. Say the name of the book again for us.
all you need to know about this business of music by Donald Passman, P-A-S-S, I want to say, M-A-N,
I think it
Donald
is.
Passman. Yeah,
I think it is. And
it's
you
a
can also
good,
look it up on YouTube. There's information
yes,
about it on YouTube as well. I'm the YouTube queen. I mean, I still
yes.
like books too, but I'm quick to go to YouTube. So, and let me just say for those that just came on, this particular topic is like music studio 101. So we're starting from, and this is really a platform for people who do not know how this works. to get informed and educated in case this is something that they would like to
Hmm.
pursue. So we're
I'm the
starting with,
nice guy. You
yeah.
got some guys like Samuel. He's a musician par excellence as well. You know, you got some guys. I'll go to him as well and pick his brain too. You know,
Hmm.
you should never uh, be in a position where you stop learning from anyone.
Absolutely.
You know,
I'm there.
never stop learning.
I
Never
am
stop learning.
there.
So
Well, guys, we're coming up to 1 hour.
yeah.
And we're going to do this all over again. So if you do have questions, a couple of things you can do. You can reach out to Julian yourself, or you can reach out to me on YouTube or while we wait. Let me give you Julian's information for my listeners, my listening audience. It's One Note Studios with an S at gmail.com. One
No, it's
Notes.
one no studio, no
Oh,
S.
forgive me that I gave out wrong
All
information, guys. So it's
right.
One Note Studio, One
Studio,
Note, like One Note.
singular.
OneNote
Right.
Studio at gmail.com. Let me get that
Right.
out of there. And hold on a second. I want to fix that. I'm glad I said it so you could correct me. All right. There we are.
Yep.
One
OneNote
Note
Studio.
Studio at gmail.com. That is his email address. On Instagram, it's on_key_entertainment. Facebook, you can find him by his name,
Hmm.
Julian Varner.
Hmm.
Uh, and the other thing you can do is save it for the next time. It's up to you how you want to deal with it, or even come with your questions for the next time.
Please,
Julia,
please do.
yeah, yeah. So this is a very interactive type of platform. So if you have questions or comments, we welcome them. We definitely do.
And
All
we don't profess to know everything. We don't, but we will find out for
there you
you, and
go.
we will find out with you.
Absolutely,
So if we don't know it, we will find out. We will help you
absolutely,
find out. So yeah.
absolutely. All right, guys. I hope you will show up next week. Yes, I see a comment that's saying some of us need the basic Studio 101. Yes, sis, that is what we're working to do, to share information from ground zero.
Hmm.
That's what we're working to do. And again, if you have questions, you don't have to wait. You can reach out to one of us and we'll get an answer for you. And we'll be doing this again in 2 weeks, which I think is the 24th of June. On next Thursday, June 17th, we will be honoring Juneteenth
Right.
with Julian. Will be back for that,
Two
as well as,
maestros.
yeah. Well, hopefully all three will make it.
Hopefully.
But right now, two of the three maestros and two sopranos. We're going to come and talk about what music meant back then, uh, during that June 19th situation with the whole emancipation of everything, of slavery, and what
Oh my
music means
goodness.
to us today. So next week's going to be good, some good information and a great discussion. So looking for you to come back. This is Arbitrice Bryant here. Julian, I want to say thank you. Thank you for all of your the wealth of knowledge that you have, and it is so appreciated.
You're
And we're
welcome.
gonna see
My
you next
pleasure.
week. We'll see you
My
back next
pleasure.
week.
My pleasure. Awesome.
All right, guys. I'm Patrice Bryant. I am your host for While We Wait. This platform's to inspire, to motivate, and to empower. Remember, we're all waiting on something. Waiting is not stagnation. Waiting is an action word. So while we wait, we are moving forward and we're grabbing some good information and making the right moves. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Here in the on the East Coast is absolutely beautiful. Um, and yeah, see you back next week. Same time, same bat station. Enjoy your day, guys. Bye bye.
Stay wise. I live wise.